Hey everyone, I am going to be testing my running quality score today using the Runeasi platform and device. I'm just doing a walking warm-up, and then I'm going to do about 5 minutes of running. Once I feel like I've settled into my stride, I'm then going to do a 5-minute data recording session and share with all of you guys my data. So very curious. I've never done anything like this before, so we'll see what happens. Just some background. I don't have any injuries going on, and I really don't have anything going on. So just for context, I'm not injured. I'm training for 100K in the mountains, the Never Summer 100K. That's in a couple months, and I feel like I'm pretty fit. And I've been training pretty hard for a couple of months now. Actually, pretty consistently for a couple of years, but I've been like in season training for a couple months now. So yeah, there's some context. Definitely gonna turn the fan on. Full blast. Okay, drum roll please. 79. Joey was 80%. I was trying so hard to keep it at or above 80% because of that just competitive nature of me. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what this number does over time. And with my training, with strength training, incorporating more drills and exercises, and potentially some running cues. But here's the thing: is like I'm not really injured, so I'm probably not gonna change a whole ton of my actual running form. But let's look at the data a little bit more closely and see why my symmetry was so low, because that's ultimately what you can see here, symmetry is what brought down my score the most. So I'm curious what the details are. Oops. So as you can see here, dynamic stability for my right leg was 6.8% off, or different, or worse, I guess you can say, than my left. The impact magnitude and the impact duration were actually, a little bit asymmetric. Impact duration negligibly so, if that's a word, and then impact magnitude 2.6% on the left, higher on the left. So yeah, I'm just, it's interesting stuff. So ground contact time, you can see here, cadence 190, flight ratio 25%. My speed is, I haven't converted it to imperial units yet, it's still metric, but I was at 7.8 miles per hour, which is pretty conversational for me. So here's the trend from that whole 5-minute session of my my dynamic stability, you can see here. So with the blue's the left leg, and the red is the right leg, and you can see how that red line, my right leg, was significantly different, asymmetric to the left leg. So very, very interesting. Still, for the most part, in the green. It tipped out just a little bit into that yellow-green, but still good. But just from a symmetry standpoint, a little bit off. You can see there's a little bit of asymmetry, right? The wider those lines are, the more asymmetry there is. This is impact magnitude. Here you can see there's not a whole ton of asymmetry. Those lines are pretty close together, so that's impact duration. And so once again, impact duration is how long, so basically how long you're giving the body to absorb those forces. You want a longer impact duration. You want that force spread out over a longer period of time as opposed to shocking the system all at once. All in the green still. Dynamic stability, this is the one, I don't know why that, oh yeah, here we go. If I hit done, that's the one that's very asymmetric. And then we can see here, ground contact, pretty symmetric. But overall, you can see that, yeah, my weakest link is the symmetry for sure. Yeah, so then we can pull up some training recommendations, basically a protocol, really cool report that explains what is dynamic stability, basically the difference side to side and from a symmetry perspective. What's different there? Obviously, the importance of having good symmetry and potentially why somebody might have asymmetry as a consequence of pain or injury or favoring a leg, things like that, how that could relate to, this is something that's very important on how it relates to somebody's pain experience or symptoms or their performance potentially, and what it means for recovery and getting back to feeling like yourself again, right? So You can see here, it kind of walks you through where, orange or red, a poor score, what that means. Visually, what do we, some checklist items on what we might see from a video running analysis, right? And we can confirm some of the findings that we objectively see in the score, but more visually with the video analysis. And then, what are some other specific tests, things we might need to look at if we haven't already? What are some running tips, some things that we can do to improve that score, sometimes right away, or some cues for homework for you to improve your score over time. And then we can also do some real, biofeedback training using this device right here on the treadmill with, the TV right in front of the treadmill. So anyway, super cool stuff. And thanks for joining me on this episode of Run Easy with AJ. And have a good rest of your day.